When I sat down with the producers in the studio about my vision for this movie, there was only one name that escaped my lips for who could bring this character to life, and it was Hailee Steinfeld.
So we're here to talk about Bumblebee. Have you always been a Transformers fan?
I have, yeah. I came of age in the 80s, so I remember seeing the animated series for the first time and being completely blown away by it. So yeah, these are characters that I've known, and these are stories that I've loved since I was a kid.
Your background is extensively and very impressively animation, and this movie is kind of a Roger Rabbit situation with Bumblebee being like a CGI lead. How has your background in animation sort of helped you visualize this movie?
I think for what I was trying to capture, this kind of story we were trying to tell, it was absolutely essential. It was critical because one half of at the core of it, it's a story about this relationship between this girl and this robot, and one half of that relationship, the robot, doesn't exist. It's vapor. It's ones and zeros in a computer. And so approaching that part of the story, approaching that character, a completely generated creature from an animator's prism, and that kind of perspective, imbuing life in something that doesn't have any of its own, and giving character and personality to something that doesn't exist. That's what animators do. And I knew for Bumblebee to be a believable, emotional creature, we had to bring all those animators' tricks to the performance. And being able to speak with the animators as a peer, one-on-one, it's something I've done. I've given characters life with my own hands. I think that part of my background was critical to making that relationship work.
And the other side of that, I suppose, is Hailee, having to give a really hefty emotional performance in this movie against what I assume is a ball and a stick. How, as a director, do you work with her to sort of pull that out?
Well, there's the old saw that directing is 90% casting, and certainly in this case that was true. When I sat down with the producers in the studio about my vision for this movie, there was only one name that escaped my lips for who could bring this character to life, and it was Hailee Steinfeld. And then, months and months later, we were actually working together. And, she really is an exceptional actor. And it's a lot to carry. It's a lot to carry one of these movies on your shoulder, and it's a lot to give an emotional performance to something that does not exist and isn't there. But we had extensive conversations about it, and we sat down and we talked through, and I storyboarded everything out, and I was sure, okay, this is where the robot is, this is what he's doing, this is, this is how you guys are interacting with him. And to dive in, and we're meeting each other for the first time, me and Hailee, but then we have to create this thing, we have to create this character, and we have to create a believable emotional performance. It's daunting, but we really kind of held hands and dove off the cliff together, and I'm incredibly proud of what she did in the movie.
Here's the deal. People can be terrible about things they don't understand. From now on, the only person you can show yourself around is me. Oh, I'm good. No, I'm good, thanks.
So we are Cineworld. We're all movie lovers at Cineworld. What is it about Bumblebee that needs to be seen on the biggest screen possible?
I think that seeing a film in the cinema is the absolute best way there is to see a movie. In a darkened room, surrounded by strangers, with the best visuals and the best sound, and nothing beats that. A shared experience in the theater. Those are always my favorite film-going experiences. You can watch someone on an iPad or a phone or at home on your home video, but in a giant screen, surrounded by people who are having an experience at the same time, laughing, gasping, applauding. It's like telling stories around a campfire. It's like that's a great storytelling experience, and nothing tops that.
There's a war raging on our planet. If this criminal isn't found, that war may find its way here.
Is there anyone that can help you? Do you have a family? Oh, me.
For you, going to the movies, what's your favorite thing?
I think that it's immersive in a way that nothing else is. It's you can get a great flat screen TV, you can get headphones and get great sound in your ears, but to be in a place where you shut out the world and all distractions, and you're completely focused on this story that's happening in front of you. You're surrounded by this great screen and great visuals, and you have the music and the sound and the speakers around you, and you just get wrapped up in a film and a story in a way that you can't really in any other environment. And I think that's the best way to experience it.
They're calling an army.
I've seen firsthand these things really are.
Bumblebee, There is only one way to end this war. You must protect Earth and its people.
Take it down!
My back,
Probably the most important question. If you were a Transformer, take some time over this one, what kind of car do you think you would be? What would you think you would be? What would you like to be?
You know, I'd like to be something awesome, but I think I'd probably be something more practical, like a station wagon.